Thanks for tuning in to Tapped In. If you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed on the mats, come find your direction in our DFM Coaching BJJ School community. Now, let's get started.
Welcome to Tapped In. My name is David Figueroa Martinez of DFM Coaching, and today we're going to be discussing how to visit a gym the correct way. I recently came across this video, and it was of an old school gentleman discussing how to visit gyms or how to conduct themselves. And one of the interesting opinions was that if you're there a week, you should spend X amount of days just getting submitted by them and building rapport that way, and then maybe starting to play more as the time goes on. I personally do not believe in that whatsoever. I think that when you go to another gym, you should be a good guest. Completely agree with that. But I don't think you should go and necessarily be a doormat for them. I don't want that when people come join me and they're visiting from out of town. I want you to play. I want you to do the things that you're supposed to be doing, but be a good host or be a good guest and allow for things to happen and understand that our culture might be different than your culture, and you should do the things according to how we're doing them. And so with that in mind, I wanted to go over some things that I personally do before visiting a gym. First and foremost, I contact the gym. I do not show up unannounced. And I know that most gyms are completely fine with it, and they'll make do, they'll do what they need to do. And in certain instances, it makes sense. Like, maybe I just happened to be here and I wasn't looking to train, but maybe I had some meetings canceled from work, and now I have the evening, and I didn't prepare. I happen to have my gear, but I didn't prepare because I didn't anticipate it. Fine, I get it. But more often than not, contact the gym. I had an issue where I was going up to out of town, and I had contacted two gyms, and neither one of them got back to me. So I didn't go. I didn't show up. I don't want to be disrespectful to the gyms. I don't want to appear like I didn't try, and I really want to go on a good note and step that foot forward in the right way. So I did not go. In the past, to the gyms that I have gone to, and I've gone to quite a few, I message them a week or two in advance, and that's just me. It doesn't have to be a week or two. I shoot them a message on either Instagram, Facebook. If need be, I'll call, and I explain the situation. Hey, I'm in town for a week. I'm looking to train maybe twice in the evening classes. I was wondering if you would host me or would allow me to come train. Generally speaking, most places will. They like having someone in. It's a different pace. It's a different type of training partner. Their students get to see something different. It's a blast. So when that happens, I also ask, what is your uniform policy? Do I have to wear white? Do I have to wear black? Do I have to wear whatever? Some instances, some gyms will require you to be patched up. And if it's patched up, they'll maybe give you a loaner. If they don't have a loaner, they may require you to wear a certain color. And more traditional places will require white. Some of the newer, more modern gyms with a newer philosophy are perfectly fine with black. They'll usually allow white, blue, black. And then some of the other gyms that just do not care at all, wear whatever you want. But it's good to get there and understand, what am I dealing with? I don't want to show up with blue thinking it's traditional because my gym allows blue and white. And then they're like, no, you need you to wear white. And they may not have loaners. So always get that feedback. Ask if you need to show up or how early you should show up. You're going to probably, more than likely, some gyms are a little crazy, going to have to sign a waiver and fill out paperwork. But you want to make sure that they know you're coming, because some gyms are very punctual. And by punctual, I mean they don't show up early. So if you got to come in and sign paperwork, but you didn't let them know that you were coming that class, then their staff doesn't really know. And then you got to spend 5-10 minutes signing paperwork and then getting dressed, and you're late for class. So it's really important to communicate what your plans are. Let them know how early should I show up. And some gyms are going to be there 15-20 minutes early. Sometimes you don't have to worry about that because maybe there was a class previous to the one you're going to, so they're going to be there anyway. Make sure that you find out what the drop-in fee is. Some places are really cool, and then they don't say anything about drop-in. Just come train. And then some places are very specific, and you may want to find out because you might go to a gym with a drop-in fee, and I've seen some places ridiculously high. And if you're not ready, you show up, hey, I need you to pay $50 for this drop-in or $75 for this drop-in. And that's not what you were expecting. You kind of asked out. So it's really important to like communicate these things, or communicate what the standard is, communicate what they're looking for, expecting out of you as a guest, so that you can come in and be a mindful guest for them. If it's no-gi, look up the school, look up whether regardless gi or no-gi, but look up the school. What kind of training do they do? If it's primarily no-gi and maybe you're not a leg locker, maybe you don't want to go, or maybe you want to go with that in mind and explain to your partners, hey, we don't do a whole lot of leg locks where I'm coming from. Maybe they don't do any gi, and it's all no gi. And then what's the uniform code for the no gi? So you want to get a lot of these things set up beforehand. And also, it's just a good act. It shows respect for the community that you're about to enter, and they understand, hey, we have visitors from such and such, and I'm formal about it. I will send them a message, hey, I'm such and such and such and such. I'm a Gracie Humaita black belt. I've been training for X amount of years. I've been a black belt for X amount of years. I'll be in town for business. I'll be in for a week. I was looking to drop in on Tuesday and Thursday at such and such a class. That way, all the information's there. And then again, I ask, is there any uniform policy on what the drop-in fee is, anything else that they might expect from me? So we're all on the same page. When you get there, show up early. Don't show up late. Don't be that asshole that they now have to figure out and get the paperwork done with and make sure he's set up and he knows where the bathroom is and where he can change. Show up 10, 15 minutes early. Show up clean. Nice, clean gi. You are making an introduction. And if they have never, like maybe you're going to a small town and they've never interacted with your academy or your association, you are now a representative of that association. So go with a nice, clean, nothing like, don't go with tears and holes, and make sure it's clean, dry, good looking, nice rash guards, nice board shorts if you're going no-gi. Trim up your nails. Make sure you're healthy. Don't go in there sneezing and coughing. Again, you're a representative. If it's a cash drop in, make sure you have that. Don't come in there and be like, oh, I don't have cash. I got to come back or this to that. Like, make sure that you can take care of what needs to be taken care of and that you can represent your academy and the association as best as possible. You do not want to be a hindrance. You don't want to be someone that they like talk shit about after you leave. And we're like, oh, this dude just came in. He had a tear in his gi top. He had a tear in his pants. His gi kind of smelled. He scratched one of our students. He didn't trim his nails. Like, think of all these things. You should already be thinking about them, but you should be even more so. Think of it like an interview in a sense. Set your mindset correctly. You might be at a really competitive gym, and you're a competitor and you're someone that goes hard and you think about hitting the gas every time you roll. And it's like killer be killed type shit. When you go to as a guest, you need to go with the guest mentality. You need to understand that you're going there to learn, have a little bit of fun. You're not looking to dominate or prove anything. The issue sometimes, we go to these gyms and we have not calibrated what our level of intensity is. And because we haven't calibrated it, we go a little too hard early. Do not go there with the mindset that you need to prove yourself. You are a guest. They may never see you again. And again, you are the representative of your gym and your association. So go with the best open mindset. There are times when I've gone to gyms where they do things wholeheartedly different than anything I've expected. And it catches me off guard. But I just go with the flow. I go with whatever the warm-up is. I go with however they teach. If I see things that I'm like, oh, well, that's a little weird, keep it to myself. And I just have fun. You're going to come across so many teaching styles. So you're going to be able to take away something at some point. But your idea isn't to impose anything. It is, you are a guest. So things to consider while you're there. Match that intensity. Anytime I'm rolling with anyone new in general, I play very defensive. I'm 44. I've been around a bit. I do not want to get injured. I don't want to injure them. I don't want to put us in the situation where I'm trying to come in hard and they didn't expect it, or I am expecting a specific type of training and I catch an elbow or a knee because I'm not expecting it. So first and foremost, I am defensive during those rounds, just to get a feel for what to know, what intensity are they going to roll at. When things go a little bad, do they pick up the intensity to get it back? So I play really defensive. I play simply to not get hurt and then not get submitted. So we play. And then once I start to play and I get a feel, okay, I can trust this person, they're relaxed, they're controlled, then we can play a little bit more and it's become this playful go back and forth, like back and forth moment. We're searching for submissions, but we're not hunting at 100%. It's an understanding that we're just playing. You don't want to be too soft. You don't want to be too hard. And you really need to read the room, read what people are doing, what the intent is, and keep yourself protected at all times. You really never know. And it's one of the drawbacks of visiting gyms. You can visit one gym and you realize they might go at a fraction of your intensity. And then you go at another gym and what you thought was intense, you didn't realize there were 3 or 4 levels ahead of that and they're going super hard. And you have to keep yourself protected. You have to protect the other person and just be defensive, be mindful, be open, and then see what's going to occur during these rounds. Do not coach. It's different if someone asks you something. It's different if maybe you're both drilling, you and your partner, and you notice they make a mistake and you kind of coach them through that. That's different. Don't step on any toes. Don't correct the other students around you. It's not your job. Don't do any side coaching with people. Don't show any technique that is not what is being shown. Remember, you're a guest. They're working on something very specific for a specific reason. Now, I've been at situations where Jiu-Jitsu Foundation, for example, I went there as an open mat. No, I went there for a class first here in San Diego. A friend of mine was there and the coach, hey, is there anything you want to teach? And he was teaching specific things. So I added a technique at the end that I thought went well with what he was already teaching, but he opened the floor to me, which I took and I was gracious with, and I was ecstatic about. I love teaching. So in those instances, some coaches will open the floor for you because they understand, hey, this is a different perspective we don't normally see. So let's see what that's like for the students and let them get another perspective. I absolutely love those approaches. It's great. It's fun. They may not always do that with people, but if you get the opportunity, then coach and do that job. But you may not want to because you're visiting or you don't know what the students are really like. But don't overstep. If you see the instructor doing something incorrect, by your definition, don't correct the instructor. Don't step in and be like, well, you should be doing it this way or that way. That's a headache. If you're maybe late blue, purple, and you're drilling a technique with someone, don't say, yeah, I know he did it this way, but this is how I do it. You're a guest. Don't do any of this dumb shit. Just learn, have fun, enjoy yourself, master intensity, roll with complete awareness, start simple, defensive, feel for that rhythm and the pace and the pressure that they're going to give you and try to match it. One caveat, if it's too intense, don't match that. In my opinion, don't match that energy. I think that because you're a guest and maybe you don't know these people all that well, if they're going too intense, I go defensive and I wait for them to either burn themselves out or make a huge mistake that I can capitalize on in a controlled and nice, fluid manner. I do not match their 10 with my 10. I think injuries are going to happen, tempers are going to flare, so I don't bother doing that. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it for my own gym, and I don't recommend it for any time that you're visiting. What you should do after, send a thank you, a short message of appreciation, maybe tag them on a picture if you take one. Sometimes I take a picture of the the outside with the sign and the door, and I'll tag them in that, thanking them. You can, if you took a picture with the instructor, you can do the same thing. Compliment what you learned or what you experienced there. Another thing you can do is write a review. In the review, it's kind of hard when you do these reviews because it's the one time or 2 times you might go there. But if you can, I mention, hey, I was in town visiting, and they were gracious with me. They were hospitable, great training environment for drop-in. So it's specific to my experience as a drop-in and not the whole academy, or now it's tied to my name. I don't know what they're like every day of the week. I know that when I dropped in on Thursday, they were gracious to me. It was a great training environment, and I loved it. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the week or the rest of the month. So I try to fixate my review to that. So it's very specific. If you're a note taker, take notes. You're going to be learning something that's a little different than what you're learning at home, even if it's, I remember switching gyms and we had knee cut. And I've been doing knee cut for a while. I've mentioned that. And when I switched gyms, I went to this other gym, same city, San Diego, 10 minutes apart. This gentleman did knee cut with a specific flare at the end that I had never seen, but I understood that it was better. So there's going to be times when you go to these gyms and they're going to do something different. You may never have seen it, never experienced it, but when you drill it, you're like, oh, I see why they do this. This is actually a good response. So then I add that to my game. I might take some notes, make sure that I can remember it because I got a flight back or a long drive back. So it's beneficial. Take the notes. If they allow you to take video, take video. More than likely they won't. But it's an idea. Keep your thoughts respectful. Thank them on the way out. Pay your drop-in fee. If you're a really good training partner during that time, some of these gyms may not even charge you. Some of the gyms I've been at, they've been super cool. Hey, come back tomorrow. You sure? He's like, yeah, don't worry about the drop-in fee. Just super chill. Absolutely love it. I love dropping in at gyms. It's just a little awkwardness in the beginning when you're brand new and you're trying to figure out what kind of style they have and whatnot, but it's great. If you can drop in at gyms near you. Like San Diego, for example, there's a gym in every direction, no matter where you are in the city. Drop in at random gyms. Call them ahead of time. Drop in at their open mats. Check them out. Your learning will grow immensely beyond what you're normally seeing. You have different approaches. Your instructor isn't going to know it all. They're not going to approach it all the same way. So getting these different feedbacks is a big plus. If you have any questions on this or anything else jiu-jitsu related, please hit me up, dfm.209. Until next time, thank you so much.